All right. We're doing more resume reviews. I'm still sick, so pardon the blah in my voice, but this is Digital Vinci's third go around, so let's see what they've improved. So we're looking for full stack engineer. That should not say intern. Sorry, that is full stack. So full stack engineer, let me fix that, is what we're looking for. And we're going to be looking for TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, Cloud, more SQL, and then Agile, along with typically an extra language. Usually it's Python, but I've seen C or Java every now and then. So, all right, first off, this is too long. The education should be one line, so this should just be one line. This should be 3 total if you're going to have this, and I'm still personally not a huge fan of these technical skill sections, but if they do exist, at least make them only 3 lines. 3, no more than 3. Now, for the actual experience, improved reliability for survey data and analytics and AI systems with Python and Scala, good, while providing support to researchers, perfect. So, I need more. I said perfect. This is not perfect, but it is much better. So I need a little bit more with the tech stack. All right, just put a little bit more. Just say like improved our survey data analytics and AI systems using Python, Scala, and more. Give me more. Like SQL. It was an AWS environment. Was it an agile environment? That kind of thing. So I need a little bit more, but it's much better. Then reduced failures by 40% in Scala-based microservices on Google Cloud's Kubernetes, that is how you say it, using Redis, Kafka, BigQuery, and Argo CD deployment with GitHub repositories. Perfect. Not all of those are keywords, but some of them could definitely be depending on the company. That's actually very good. So I am a little worried, though, that the first one doesn't have a lot of the first stack, because that's important, but it does have Kubernetes, it does have Redis, it has Kafka. So improved researcher efficiency by cutting the number of reported issues by rebuilding legacy tools with JavaScript, Python, fast API deployed with Docker. Okay, so I want, here's what I want to do. I want this to be your second system, alternate second sentence. Alternatively, I do want JavaScript, HTML, and CSS ideally in the first sentence. So just you can just say in Python, Scala, Java, that's fine. But this is much improved. Now my only issue is I have to scroll all the way down here. So also that is a fake number, so I'm not worried about that. But I have to scroll all the way down here. This is actually the problem, and why I don't like this is now that your sentences, while not perfect, are much improved. A recruiter has to scroll through all of these to get to them, and they may ignore it. There's so many technicals. I'm not a huge fan of these things, but that's why I want it to be here. But this is much improved. So we're going to switch it around a little bit, add some more to the first sentence, but otherwise this is a solid, much improvement. Then let improvements to international money transfer systems. If you can, if that's fintech, put fintech. People like fintech. So just say money transfer systems, parentheses, fintech, if that is actually fintech. Handling 100 daily transactions. I think the grammar is off on that one, but built in PHP and MySQL, hosted on digital platform. Yeah. So these are much better. REST, SOAP, API. So this should be your second or third sentence, but this should be your, I'd say, first, honestly. Like, I do like the summary, but like REST, SOAP, API are going to be bigger keywords. So you are much improved. I could definitely see people moving forward with this one. Now, you're still right now, at least in the United States. I don't know about the UK. December is a wasteland of recruiting, but Q1, Q2 is when a lot of the movement happens. But this is a much better resume. We just need to shrink this entire section down because it's taking up too much space, and then put more of the keywords in the first sentence. So just improve reliability for survey data analytics and AI systems in an environment of Python, SQL, JavaScript, la. And then we'll put this one up as the second one sentence, because these are slightly more, because it has Google Cloud in it. This is still a solid sentence. It just, I don't know if it needs to be second. That's all. So But yeah, much improved. I need CSS, HTML, and see JavaScript, but the rest of these keywords are popping. So this is much improved. Do the rest of those, and you should see a lot more improvement once the quarter 1 happens, because nothing really happens in quarter 4. But yeah, so again, very good, much improved. We can do better, but it's still much improved, and I want you to feel good for that. I don't want to just rag on somebody, but there's much improved. So that is that resume. Much better, Da Vinci. We're gonna make a renaissance out of you. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know what make a renaissance means. Anyway, videos end. The next resume. This is a financial analyst resume. So immediately, I hate the formatting. That's not a immediate disqualification. Recruiters are not going to immediately not look at your resume because of formatting, but if your formatting's bad, it may make it harder for them to find what they're looking for, which will result in less. Because we only have about 15 seconds, so you're wasting so much space with this. Like, look at this. This could be filled with bullet points. Summary of qualifications. No. So there is a type of resume that is good to use that with. This is not one of them. You just want to use a standard basic resume. Please use the format I have in the description below. So let's see. Chartered. This also isn't one of the keywords, although it's probably a benefit. R programming, while useful and can be a keyword, it's not all of it. Okay, so yeah, this doesn't give us anything for financial analysts. So unless you're looking specifically for chartered financial analyst positions, but you specifically wrote financial analyst, not chartered financial analyst. So that's what I'm judging this on. So let's see, how many resumes did you have here? Yeah, 10. 10 is not enough to tough. So, all right. Independent consultant, yeah, that should be one line, but provided support remotely for senior data analytic collaborations of data that doesn't, none of that I see. Multi-dimensional scaling algorithms. Cool. I don't see anything I need here. I cannot move you forward. Like, I need this stuff. I need the degree, which is fine. I'm sure it's here. This should be up top. It should be one line or two max. Then I need to see the industry knowledge, which I don't know which type of industry you're looking for, but industry knowledge, so it's healthcare, finance, etc. Then I want to see that you've used Excel, Tableau, Power BI, Oracle, and maybe Essbase. I need to see that you've done analysis and scenario modeling, which you kind of, and that you've worked with cross-functional teams and managed multiple priorities. I can't continue on this resume because I don't see anything else. R is actually a keyword that I forgot to put in, but you need more. Like, this stuff is not what's going to necessarily get you a position. It's these. So I need you to focus on this. Use a different formatting, because they're going to see this. They're going to see one or two. They're going to look at this, and they say, oh, algorithms, that's not modeling, even though it, kind of. But look, you need to dumb this down for people that don't know math. All right, and you hate to say it. And this honestly seems like you're a very smart person. Like, there's incredible stuff here, but it's just not what they're looking for. And getting a hire is very specific. So please dial it back, put in some of these keywords, look through the job descriptions of companies you're applying to. Actually look at them, because they're gonna say stuff like this. So that's what I'm going with this one. I can't move forward, unfortunately. So that's on to the next resume. This is a resume of a software engineer, and I don't know which one yet. So people need to tell me what type of position they're going for: full stack, back end, front end, in addition, what their primary language is. So that's why the keywords and qualifications are mostly blank, but you're going to need cloud and SQL. Those are always going to be helpful. So without further ado, let's look at if I can try to figure this one out. So this is an early career. Let me see if I read that right. Early career, yeah, software engineer. So university name, that's fine. Major computer science. This can all be deleted. This should be one line. Sorry, this should be one line. Your major, university should be one line. So languages, Python, Java. Yeah, no, nope. So here's the thing that you need when you were writing software engineer resumes is you need to pick a language. A language tech stack. Even people with like 4+ years, they do that. I've seen too many managers say, You know, if they list everything, they don't know anything. And we don't know enough about IT to know if that's true, but I do know enough to know when a manager is going to reject somebody based on a resume. So, and that is what they would do. So, unicorn startup, 250 employees, that's fine. Software engineer intern, also fine. Drove a 20% increase in user activation. No. I mean, React is a keyword. Reduce tickets. Yeah, I don't see anything. I see PHP. Look, I want you to actually look at software engineering resumes, or sorry, software engineering job descriptions, because they are out of almost anything. IT in particular is keyword based mostly. So, like what I want you to do is I want this to be an overall summary of what you did. Then I want everything else to be peppered with the keywords. If you're going for a full stack position, it's going to be TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, and maybe one other primary language like Java or Python or C. And they need to be everywhere in your resume. If you're going for backend, then backend Java is going to be different from backend Python. And I need you to specify like those kind of things. So this is, and I know you spent a lot of time on this because it's big, but like this Next.js is useful. API is good. CSS is okay, but I need it with JavaScript and HTML. And API is here, but I don't have enough. Like, you might have done basically nothing at this job the way you wrote it, and I know that's not true at all. So I can't move forward with this because these right here need to be in the job description that you've done. If they're not there, nothing matters. I'm sorry. Like, I do like that this is 3, and you can keep it if you want, but like, they're gonna see AWS and Azure and DevOps and Google Cloud, and they're gonna say BS. And that may not be the case. You may be a superstar that can do all that, but you need to be for most resumes. You need to be very specific. For engineering resumes, in particular, for software developer, highly specific. They need to be specific. You can have a couple of resumes, like 2 or 3, and switch them off between companies, but like you can't do it all. They're not going to believe you, even if you actually can. So I can't move forward with this, unfortunately. That is my review for it. It doesn't have enough of anything that I would need, and I know even if I convinced, if I went to the manager and said, no, I really think they have talent, I think they can do it, they would probably reject it based on the fact that you didn't list what you did specifically. So I can't move forward with it. Sorry. It does look like you did a lot. I just need to know more, but that's at least the ones that I have had. So hopefully I'm wrong on this one, but just being more specific is going to help you. So that is my review for this. This is a resume of Ice Penguin. I like that name. Who is looking for a sharp software developer position, I think. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to base it based on that. That's why a lot of it is blank, because we got to make sure. So, very clear, very quick. I like this. It does look like they are looking for, let's see, business administrative management information system. That's fine. Let's see, develop the data entry web application using C# and ASP.NET. .NET and C# are going to be part of the keyword, so that's good. For title agents to comply with New York State policy. Okay. I don't think this needs to be bolded, really. And here's why I don't think this needs to be bolded is they're going to immediately see this, that's fine, and they're immediately going to read this and immediately see this. It's already going to be knowledgeable. Your sentence is fine. I don't think you need to bold it. If you can put in maybe something like SQL or whatever to it, it's good. Otherwise, that's fine. So, utilized Azure DevOps CI/CD pipeline, managing 10 users, stories, and tasks for clear project tracking. That's perfect. Improved UI and UX by redesigning 20 layouts with Figma. So, are you looking more for full? I don't know if that one's as needed. Although this is really going to determine if you're looking for like back end or front end, which I assume it's going to, or full stack, but. Collaborated with 4 teammates using version control systems such as Git. Git is good. But again, you don't need to bold it. You're gonna find it. So conducted testing debugging to ensure bug-free software, usually check markers for security. I don't think that's going to be part of any of the keywords. Participate in code reviews, that's fine. CRM2s, no, nothing. Okay, so developed a weather app using JavaScript, API, JSON. So I don't think this resume is bad, truthfully. And the fact that you have gotten 2 interviews out of 200 jobs, while that is more than the 50 I'd prefer, the IT market is bad. Very bad. So this is not terrible, but I think we can up it. First off, there's too many things bolded. It's fine. If it is the first sentence here, we're gonna see it. This is the case. Like I always say, like, oh, they're not gonna see it. They're not gonna see it. It's actually the reverse case. Our eyes are immediately going to read the first sentence, and we're gonna see C# ASP.NET. We're gonna see it. Doesn't need to be bolded. I would not bold the rest of it, and then add a little bit more. What about cloud? What about he said Azure DevOps, that's fine. We have that in the second one. Maybe SQL, maybe their databases, maybe the equivalent of some of the other stuff like Kubernetes or Flask or Django. I know those are for Python, but the equivalent for that for C, which I guess may be just ASP.NET. But yeah, so it's not bad. I just think we can tighten it up a little bit. Anything else I can say? And then we do want to make sure that you notice if you're going for full stack or backend. If you are going for full stack, then we need Python, we need TypeScript, we need JavaScript, and we need CSS, HTML, and maybe nodes. If you're not going for full stack, then we want to stick with some of the other ones. So I think a little bit more keywords that are missing from this, no bolding, but otherwise it's not a bad resume. I can definitely see why recruiters would be moving you forward because it does showcase that you immediately are using this. So maybe you want a resume that's specifically for front end, for full stack and for back end. But overall, not bad. I just think it could be a little bit better, Icy Penguin, and I definitely can see people moving you forward. So good job.